to be always fortunate, and to pass through life with a soul that has never known sorrow, is to be ignorant of one half of nature. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Everyone prefers belief to the exercise of judgment. The sun also shines on the wicked. Philosophy calls for simple living, not for doing penance, and the simple way of life need not be a crude one. It is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence. Nothing deters a good man from doing what is honorable. While we wait for life, life passes. Death is the wish of some, the relief of many, and the end of all. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. The part of life we really live is small, for all the rest of existence is not life, but merely time. Drunkenness is nothing but voluntary madness. What really ruins a character is the fact that none of us looks back over his life. Fidelity purchased with money. Money can destroy. Men do not care how nobly they live, but only for how long. Although it is within the reach of every man to live nobly, but within no man's power to live long. Leisure without books is death, and burial of a man alive. The abundance of books is distraction. Courage leads to heaven, fear leads to death. Economy is too late when you are at the bottom of your purse. For greed all nature is too little. Religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by rulers as useful. You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. He that does good to another does good also to himself. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. There are more things to alarm us than to harm us, and we suffer more often in apprehension than reality. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place but to be a different person. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. He who is brave is free. Let us train our minds to desire what the situation demands. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Remember that pain has this most excellent quality. If prolonged it cannot be severe, and if severe it cannot be prolonged. To wish to be well is a part of becoming well. I am not born for one corner. The whole world is my native land. Regard a friend as loyal, and you will make him loyal. It is more civilized to make fun of life than to bewail it. Enjoy present pleasures in such a way as not to injure future ones. Whatever can happen at any time can happen today. Of this one thing make sure against your dying day that your faults die before you do. You should live in such a way that there is nothing which you could not as easily tell your enemy as keep to yourself. It is of course better to know useless things than to know nothing. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind, than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. He who has injured thee was either stronger or weaker than thee. If weaker, spare him. If stronger, spare thyself.